Boker Tov and Lashana Tova to everybody. My name is Bubby, and I'm going to tell you a story about a little boy named Benny. And I'm telling you this story because one of the most important lessons for Rosh Hashanah is called Tikkun Olam. How we can heal the world, be God's partner, and make the world a better place. I'd like to introduce you to the people who are going to help me tell the story. This is Fredda. This is Michael. Fredda is going to play Benny. Michael's going to play Grandpa. And we have a few guests also. So sit back and relax while I tell you the Rosh Hashanah story about a little boy named Benny. The sun was just waking up when Benny ran downstairs to Grandpa's bakery. He always helped Grandpa before he went to school. He swept the floor and dusted the shelves. He put cookies and cakes on the counter. He put bagels and buns in the bins. Benny loved to help his grandpa. People bustled in and out of Grandpa's bakery all day long. Some bought bread and some bought cakes. Some bought apple strudel. Ooh, yum, 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 yum. Everyone bought bagels. Grandpa baked the best bagels in town. So crusty outside, someone said. So soft inside, others said. Mrs. Green said, "You put love in your bagels. Thank you so much."
Why thank me?
Who else should I thank, said Mrs. Green. Just then the clock struck 8. "We're late for work, dear me," and all the people left the bagel shop. Benny was puzzled. "Grandpa, why shouldn't Mrs. Green thank you for making the bagels?"
Benny, aren't bagels made with flour?
"Yes."
Doesn't flour come from wheat?
"Yes."
Where does wheat come from?
"From the earth."
And who made the earth?
"God did."
Then thank God for the bagels, not me.
"Thank you, God." "Grandpa, do you think God heard me?"
You ask difficult questions. God always hears you.
But Benny wasn't so sure that God had really heard him, because if he did, why didn't God answer? At school that day, Benny did no work. He didn't read and he didn't write. At recess, he sat alone. His teacher asked him what's wrong. His friends asked him what's wrong. Benny said, "I'm thinking." Benny was still thinking when it was time to go to bed. "Maybe God didn't answer because I didn't thank God properly. Maybe there's some other way to thank God for God's bagels." And Benny fell asleep. Early Friday morning, a little sunbeam danced into Benny's bedroom. He leaped out of bed and ran downstairs. That morning, Benny worked hard in the bakery. "Grandpa, would you pay me for my work?"
Hey you, how much?
"A big bag of bagels."
Why bagels?
"It's a secret." "Thank you, Grandpa, for these bagels." Benny took them to the synagogue. "This is where people speak to God. Maybe I can thank God here." Benny opened the door and peeked inside. It was very dark and still. "Maybe I shouldn't come in. It's not prayer time." Benny took a deep breath and walked in. He tiptoed past empty wooden benches. He climbed the stairs to the big wooden cupboard, the Holy Ark. His heart bounced. He could hardly breathe. "Maybe I shouldn't open it. Maybe God won't like it. The Torah's inside. His special book." But Benny took a deep breath and pulled the doors open. "Oh, God, I brought you some bagels. I know you make them, but you have never tasted them because Grandpa sells every last one." So Benny put the bag in the ark and closed the doors. "God, thank you for making the best bagels in town." And then Benny went off to school. On Saturday, Benny and Grandpa went to synagogue. Everyone prayed and sang, but not Benny. He kept his eyes on the doors of the ark. Had God eaten this bagel? Benny wondered. But the ark was open, and the Torah was taken out. Benny looked inside. The bagels were gone. His heart skipped and his eyes danced. "Oh, God, I'm so glad you like the after week, Benny worked in Grandpa's bakery. Every Friday, Grandpa gave him bagels, and every Friday, Benny gave the bagels to God. Grandpa became very curious. What was his grandson doing with all those bagels? One Friday, he followed Benny to the synagogue. He waited in the shadows and watched. God, they're still warm, just the way you like them. And Benny opened the ark and put the bagels inside.
What are you doing?
Grandpa, I'm thanking God.
You're putting bagels in God's holy ark.
But God likes the bagels. Every week God eats them.
Oh, Benny, God doesn't need to eat. He doesn't have a mouth. He doesn't have a stomach. He doesn't even have a body.
He doesn't? Then where did the bagels go?
I don't know.
Suddenly the front door creaked open. Grandpa put a thing into his lips and put Benny into the shower. Into the shower he walked in, a man in a tattered coat. He took the bagels from the ark.
Oh, Lord, I'm so hungry. For weeks you fed me. From heaven you sent such beautiful bagels. I have good news for both of us. I have found work. Now I can feed myself, and you can stop making bagels for me. You help me, Lord. Now I promise to help others.
Then the man left. Benny buried his face in Grandpa's coat and wept. Oh, Grandpa, Grandpa, God didn't eat my bagels. The poor man took them.
Benny, you wanted to thank God?
Yes.
Well, you did.
How?
Didn't you give bagels to a hungry man?
Yes.
Didn't he promise to help others?
Yes.
Then you made the world a little better place.
I did.
You did. And what better thanks could God have than that?
So, boys and girls, this message on Rosh Hashanah, if each of you, like Benny, has to think of a way to make the world a better place, that's the best thing that we can do for God and all our friends. L'Shana Tova, a happy and a healthy and a peaceful